Hey everyone, welcome back to Sell Smarter. I'm your host, Alex Latraverse, and this week we're going to talk about setting next steps, specifically closing out call one. Now, if your sales process is anything like ours at Terminus, it's designed and intended to have more than one call before you're actually asking for the business. So it's important to be mindful of what are you trying to accomplish at each stage of the sales process? And on call one, often what you're trying to do is to qualify, is this company a good fit? Are we a good fit for one another? Am I working with the right person? You're trying to learn as much as you can about that prospect and establish just enough value to get that second call. One of the biggest mistakes I see reps making is not closing confidently at the end of call one. So if you've gotten to this point in the process and you're confident that there's a good fit between the two of you, and be mindful, remember that at this point, often you're going to know better and be able to answer that question better than your prospect. But if you believe there's a good fit, close confidently. Don't ask them if they would like a next step or if they're interested in a next step or what the next couple weeks look like. Specifically employ a 4-step process. At least that's what we use here at Terminus. The first step is take the pressure off the situation. So lighten the ask. Let them know you're not asking for the business at this point. You're just asking them to take the next step in the process. What that might sound like is, hey, Mr. Prospect, I know we called you. I'm not expecting you to have an appetite to buy right now, or I know we're early on in the process, but step 2 is if you go back and watch last week's video around goals, objectives, and challenges, play to those. So give them specific points of why you think it's worth taking this next step. So I know we're early in the process, but based on X, Y, and Z, I think we could help you in these ways. Based on this new company initiative of moving up market, here's the ways I think that we can help you. Step 3 is the same reason that prospects ask you for case studies and case studies of people that are in their industry, it's a risk mitigation technique for them. So play to that as well. So tell them what others have found helpful. So other people that have, that look similar to you, what they found helpful from here is X. So the last step and the most important is close confidently. Don't ask what next week looks like. Give them a specific day and a specific time that you would like to meet, or at least propose. And all coming together, what that sounds like is, hey, Miss Prospect, I know we're early on in the process. I'm not expecting you to be ready to buy, but based on the fact that you have a company initiative of moving up market, your sales process is getting more complicated, I really think an account-based marketing platform could help you in these ways. What others have found helpful at this point in the process is let's do this. Let's set up time next week. We'll dive into the product. I'll do more of a tailored demo for you, bring some customer stories of people that are in your industry that have used our product and how they've been successful, the results that they've seen. How does next Monday at 2 o'clock work? If you do this, I'm confident in saying that you will have more success. You will have a higher call to show rate. You will be moving more deals further down the sales process. And ultimately, if your process is anything like ours, there's a high correlation between people taking a second call in a relatively short amount of time and actually winning business there. Hope this has been helpful. See you next week on Sell Smarter.